Today we are going to create and explore Suminagashi marbling basics. Now, the supplies that you need, each person will need a basin of water, a light brush and a dark brush, the bamboo brushes, paper towels, and then to share, you will need an India ink bottle and a little container of soapy water. Now let's get started. Today we are going to do Suminagashi, and this is going to be a little exploration in trying to do marbling with India ink, which is this. That's that permanent ink that we have in the bingo daubers that you've used before. This is water with a little bit of dish soap in it, or dish liquid, and this is just regular tap water in a nice tray that you try to make it so it's still, and it's better if you do it if it's at room temperature, but if it's not, that's okay. Notice how actually first, these are bamboo brushes. The bamboo brushes right now, I have it on purpose set up in a certain way. The white brush is going to go with the soapy water. Think it takes away any dirt or filth, and it has white when it's left over. And over here, I have my dark brush with my India ink. I need to make sure that I keep these two brushes separate. They need to stay only with the India ink and the soapy water. What I'm going to do to start is dip my paintbrushes in, but I'm going to make sure that they have a nice fine tip on each piece. I have a nice fine tip on each. I'm going to start with just touching the tip to my water. I try not to move the surface of it. And I'm going to go back and forth by dipping just the toe of the paintbrush in, going back and forth, remembering to stay with the correct ink soap combination. When I feel like it's starting to drop or it's starting to not do the concentric circles, I'm very carefully going to put my paintbrushes down. I'm going to take my paper that has my name and my teacher code on it, and I am going to start with a little U first and allow it to dip in until I can see that it starts to, you can tell that it's starting to soak through. I can see the ink through the other side. Once I feel like it's wet all the way through, I'm gonna take a corner, pull it back, and I have a Suminagashi print. I'm gonna put this off to the side. Again, this is shared material. Now when I pick these back up, I need to make sure that I pick them up in the right way, where I have the soap paintbrush and I have the ink paintbrush. Again, I'm going to dip them in. I'm going to start with my soap mixture first, and I'm gonna go straight down. I'm gonna go straight down. And I notice that it's starting to break. This is where exploration is key. I should keep my water clear for the most part. If I notice that it's starting to drop, it means that I should probably pretty quickly do a print. Maybe I want to go over here. Your water should not be black. I set these down. If it starts to drop, what that tells me is that I might need to go get fresh tap water, exchange it for new, and try again. So that is our Suminagashi prints. Here's my first. Seems like my first worked a bit better. You notice that my ink is starting to drop. That tells me that I need to go ahead and grab new fresh tap water. Let's go ahead and try it. If you're having a hard time, just make sure that you're keeping your paintbrushes straight, making sure that one stays with ink, one stays with water, and you're going back and forth, barely touching the surface of the water with your paintbrush tip. If you want to play and explore just a bit more, once I lay everything out, what I'm going to do is I can take another tool like a toothpick or the tip of a pencil. I can drop the ink in different places, play with a design or a pattern. Place my paintbrushes down, making sure that they stay in the right hand and the left hand in those spaces. Curl my paper, drop it in, allow it to soak in, and I pull that print back to reveal my print. When I'm done, I need to make sure that the lid is on tight. Both of these water buckets are gonna go back into or down the sink. Your paintbrushes need to nicely be rinsed out. When you're done, please make sure that the hairs are back into a point. These are really expensive paintbrushes, the most expensive paintbrushes that we have in our classroom. So please take care of them, rinse them out neatly, and then put them hair side up in the cup. Thanks. Now let's go ahead and grab our supplies. India ink and the soapy water to share, and then each person needs 2 bamboo brushes, a basin of water, paper with your name and teacher code, and paper towels to keep your space clean. Have fun creating, and I can't wait to see what you do with your Suminagashi prints.